Hey yappers! Welcome back to the Summer I Turned Pretty series on Binge Yap Repeat. Today, guest hosts Aliana and I yap all about episodes 3 through 7 of season 3. We discuss everything from the cringe ring reveal, the iconic Peaches scene, the gut-wrenching bathtub scene, the beach confession, and a bunch of Easter eggs you may have missed. Come for the Jeremiah hate and stay for the deep character analysis. Let's dive in.
Hello, fellow yappers. I'm Ruchi.
And I'm Shalini, and we're your hosts of Binge Yap Repeat.
We're two best friends who spend an embarrassing amount of time binge watching TV, and honestly, we just need to talk about it. If you're here, we're guessing you do too.
Fair warning, this is a spoiler-friendly zone. We will be discussing lots of spoilers. So, if you haven't watched the show yet, hit pause, go binge, and come back when you're ready to yap with us.
And now, it's yap time.
Welcome back, yappers, to Binge Yap Repeat, and welcome back, Aliana. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I feel like the CEO of Summer I Turned Pretty, so I'm so excited to talk about it.
Yes, you are exactly the right person to be on this podcast for this show. So, yappers, if you hadn't guessed it, today we are talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3, specifically episodes 3 through 7. So, 5 full episodes. We have a lot of ground to cover. So, I'll just quickly go through a really high-level summary of each episode just to kind of orient ourselves. So episode 3 is right after Belly and Jeremiah get engaged. So episode 3 is kind of all about their engagement aftermath. We have the really iconic scene of her showing off her ring in the restaurant.
So bad.
And all of the family reactions. Then we have episode 4, which is all about wedding dress shopping. They kind of dive into Taylor's mom's financial issues. Episode 5, which is, I think, a huge turning point in this season. We have Conrad's point of view for the first time ever. It's the day that they spent together. We have the Peaches scene. We have the dinner that they eat together. So good. Then episode 6 is her bridal shower and Belly and Jeremiah apartment shopping. And then episode 7, of course, is the one that just released today. And it is all about their joint batch party. Conrad finally tells her he loves her. And there is, of course, some fallout from that. So, Aliana, I know this is a really hard question to answer right now, but what are your overall thoughts for the season so far? And maybe for the last couple of episodes.
I feel like this season, I said it in the other episode, but they really stepped it up. Like, Chris Briney's acting has been fantastic. Like, I feel like he got punched in the face every time he looks at Belly. He looks so heartbroken and he's just yearning for her. Lola Tung, her acting has been amazing as well. I'm so mad at her for half the time because I'm like, why are you engaged to this man-child? I can't even stand her half the time. But so far, I really like it. I love the music in it, and I feel like it's a really good representation of the book. I haven't noticed as many differences from the book, maybe because I feel like the biggest ones were in the beginning, and maybe they'll be in the end, just based off what Jenny Han has said. No one will guess the ending. But so far, everything in the middle has been pretty much what I've been expecting, except the stuff with Taylor's mom. I don't think that was in the book, so that's the only new thing to me.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I've been really impressed with everyone's acting. I remember thinking in season 1 that the acting needed some work, and I definitely don't think that anymore. Or I've just gotten used to it because I'm so invested in the series now. But yeah, I thought Chris Briney's face acting has been really good, especially in this last episode when he overhears that Jeremiah cheated on Belly. His just shocked, angry expression was
Oh my gosh.
so good.
I was terrified when he was standing in the doorway and Jeremiah's hurling his guts out. I was like, he is in danger. If Jeremiah wasn't like neck deep in the toilet bowl right now, he'd be punched. Like I was
Yes.
so scared. But yes, the face acting is so good. Like the Peaches scene and the scene when he got hurt. Oh my god, the whimpering. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. But I feel like he's been like a standout. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, and I feel like Steven's so funny. Like he's like such a big comedic relief in the show, and like I don't always agree with like Taylor's like actions, especially like she encourages Belly with Jeremiah, which I don't like. But I feel like I see that kind of like Susanna and Laurel friendship the most out of the two of them this season than any other one. So I've also enjoyed
Mm.
that part. But I don't really care about Taylor's mom. I don't want to see it, to be honest.
I'm with you on that. But okay, going back to your point about Taylor and Belly kind of being a parallel for Susanna and Laurel's relationship. Who would you say is the Susanna and who is the Laurel?
Well, I feel like Belly right now with Jeremiah, she is Susanna because Jeremiah is like, the previous episode, it's so obvious that Jeremiah is like following in his father's footsteps. Like the whole scene when they're like cheersing their bourbon or whiskey or whatever old man drink they're drinking. And then Jeremiah encouraging Conrad to hook up with a bridesmaid. Conrad's like, oh, I'm going to go back to California. And then the dad's like, well, that's the point. And they both laugh. Like, Jeremiah and Belly are an exact copy of their Conrad and Jeremiah's parents. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't really see a specific person in Taylor. I'm just thinking of like, they even look so similar to them, like the brunette and the blonde friendship duo. Like I completely see it. And there was a moment, it was episode 3 actually, when Taylor came over to apologize to Belly, and they're about to go upstairs, and like, not Susanna, Laurel like stares at them wistfully and like smiles to herself, and I feel like she's seeing like that was like her and Susanna before. So I love it.
Yeah, I think their friendship is so sweet. I am curious your thoughts. So, up until now, Taylor has been super team Jellyfish, team Jeremiah. And she's kind of been that voice in Belly's ear to go for Jeremiah and forget about Conrad. We saw that. We've been seeing that since season 1. How do you think things are going to change now? I thought we started to see a bit of a shift in how Taylor supports Belly, starting with the bathroom scene when Belly like has her crash out about like I always pictured Conrad, blah blah blah. How do you think she will support Belly as a best friend going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I feel like I even saw the cracks in the armor when she found out that Jeremiah cheated on Belly. Like she screamed at him and she was like, you were supposed to be like the good one and that whole thing. Um, I feel like she felt some type of way then, and she only let up a little when she was like, if you want to be with him, go be with him, when they were in the hospital with Steven. But
Hmm.
now, especially with this new development, if Belly tells Taylor what happened, I don't know what she will do because I think she's going to support her best friend no matter what, even if it means stopping the wedding. Um, and another thing is I feel like this season has emphasized how Belly's an unreliable narrator. And in the past, like Taylor was not really in Cousins until season 1, it seems, maybe once a year. Everything she hears about Conrad is always through Belly. So I feel like Belly in the last episode realized like she doesn't remember every single detail, and she's actually like fusing together Conrad and Jeremiah in a way. So I
That's
feel like
right, with their dog.
exactly. So I feel like if Taylor knew the whole story, and I would love to see like a Taylor Conrad conversation. I don't know if that will happen, but I think she'll support whatever is best for her. I think she also idolizes Belly and Jeremiah's relationship just because hers with Steven has been so messy. So she's like,
Mm,
two people are choosing each other. That's good enough for me.
yes.
But I don't know. She's become a much better friend over the years. So I'd like to think she'll support her, whoever she
Yeah,
chooses.
I think that is such a good point about Belly being an unreliable narrator and how, like, everything that Taylor has heard about Conrad has been through Belly. And so, yeah, you're right. Taylor has not really gotten that much time with Conrad. Unlike Jeremiah, where like she has like this mild history with him.
They
And
made
then so
out.
she obviously, yeah, they made out, which I don't think we did not know that, right?
I didn't know
Um
about that. I was like, ew. but also makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And then of course the 3 years at Finch, she's probably gotten to spend a lot more time with Jeremiah. So yeah, I'm curious to see how things will go. And I agree, she's become a way better friend over the years. And I've seen so much character growth from Taylor, honestly. Like
Me
season
too.
1, she was feeling threatened by Belly becoming pretty, which is crazy, and stuff like that. And now she's just like such a diehard friend and helping her mom save her business and giving up her own dreams to do that. And yeah, so love Taylor.
And her supporting even like Denise and Steven at this episode.
Yes.
She has some good acting as well in the bridal shower episode where she was like, "I'm really happy for you" to Steve, and then when she turned around, she looked so sad and like heartbroken. So yeah, I feel like she's grown up a lot in the past few years. But I need her to get off the Team Jellyfish train. No
I
one's
know.
there. No one is
I
there.
know. Jeremiah and Belly are the last ones left, and Taylor, I guess.
Yeah, I hate it every second. I wrote in my notes like no one wants to see this sex scene during episode 7. I was like, please skip it. I was thinking for a
Yes,
second that she wouldn't even kiss him because she was kind of hesitant, but then she did it, and I was like, you're so annoying, Belly.
I know. Yeah, okay, that actually reminds me of another moment. So when she's in the bathroom during her bachelorette party and she's high on weed and just like kind of the feelings are flowing, I feel like for the first time in a long time. She's allowing herself to
Mm-hmm.
express what's really inside. And she's like, it was always like always what I pictured was Conrad, blah blah blah, Christmas. Everything comes out and then you see this moment from her where she kind of just like turns it off and like puts on a smile and is like,
Yes.
okay, I'm done. Like, I'm fine. I'm
It's
fine.
just
And
like
just like goes back to
wedding day
her.
jitters, like it's the wedding. No, but that's been
Yeah.
happening this entire season. Like she'll be stressing about it and then she'll justify it. Like even in the beginning of the episode, I think it was this episode, she was freaking out about it. Or oh yeah, it was about the bridal shower. She was talking to Taylor. She was just like, it doesn't even feel like it's my wedding anymore. Like, this is just not me. And then Taylor gave her a little bit. She was like, I feel like it might be like jitters. And Belly said, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm lucky to have him. Like, I love him. And she justifies. And it's been throughout this entire season. Like, whenever anything happens, she justifies it. When she found out
Yeah.
cheated on her, she justified it. When Conrad called her out, she threw it back at him and like blamed him, said, you were even worse to me than Jeremiah was. So it's really, that's what I feel like has made it hard to watch her. Like I've always had love for her, even when she's messed up in so many ways. But this season, I feel like she's just so dependent on Jeremiah. Like she just latched onto him throughout all of college. He's become her identity.
Hmm.
And she keeps justifying this relationship that's not serving her. So
I
I feel
know.
for
She's
her.
digging in so deep. And I feel like she's just kind of letting go of her own instincts and just pushing forward and listening to her head over her heart and being like,
Hmm.
well, logically, like, Jeremiah's been there for me over the last 4 years. I guess what she's really fixating on is that when things get hard, he doesn't leave
Right.
her, unlike Conrad. And I feel like he just like is the antithesis of everything that she disliked about her relationship with Conrad, and that's the only reason she's
Hmm.
with him rather than like actually feeling loved and supported by
Yeah.
him.
He's making her life harder. Like he doesn't help her, but he's there. Like the bar is so low for her. But even it's just like it really represents that their relationship, even though I think they do love each other, it's still very surface level. Like he doesn't solve any of her problems. He was like, I'm sure Laura will come around, but he didn't do anything to
Hmm.
help her except that one chat. But it's like whenever Belly's been freaking out about the wedding, the only time that she's been really supported was by Conrad. Conrad's like, let's pillage corporate America. Fuck it, we're going to Michael's. Like he's been there through all the challenges for the wedding in a way Jeremiah wasn't. And Jeremiah just slaps a band-aid on it. He's like, it's gonna work out. But then ultimately he
Hmm.
just leaves it up to her to fix everything. Um,
Yes.
so I feel like
He's
he's
all words and
exhausted.
no action.
Exactly. And it's maybe messy, like, she actually lets the emotions out when she's with Conrad, but at least she's, like, being honest with her feelings. The other time, she just like you said, she just, like, slaps on a smile, and she's like, It's gonna be fine. After the wedding, I can relax." Like, it's like she just wants to get it over with, which is the
I
saddest
know.
part, and it's not even, like, what she wanted originally.
I know. I know. And I'm glad she's starting to realize that. Yeah.
But can
Um,
we talk about the "We Can't Be Friends" montage,
oh my
the
gosh.
official Bonrad edit? I was as soon as the song started playing, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna film my reaction, like, it's gonna be cool." And then I saw a flash of something, and I was like, "Hold on a minute," I rewind, and it's, like, that still of him when he was in the in the bathtub, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be good." And we see everything. We see everything since season 1, even since they were kids, and I was like, "Yeah, she's not getting married to Jeremiah, like, there's absolutely no way."
I know. That was so good. I was like, finally, it felt like a release from so long. If she's held it in, we as viewers have been teased and teased and teased from episodes 1 through now about like her denying her feelings for Conrad, and finally we're seeing something from her. Obviously, in the last episode too, with
The bathtub.
the actual bathtub scene, which we should talk about. She's like starting to have a reaction, but like I was like, finally, we're seeing some sort of release as the viewer. Like this is so satisfying. So,
And the
yeah,
first
that
time she
was
said it out
crazy.
loud, because even I feel like last episode was a big deal because she even said, like, the whole "Bye Bye Birdie" thing, and she's like, "Whenever I imagined or whenever I was singing it to Conrad, like, my first love, it's always been Conrad," but she's never said it until now, since they were together. So when she said to Taylor, Taylor just looked at her like, "Oh, shit." Like, "Oh, it's still here. He's still
Yeah,
in her heart." Um, but I feel like it's a good step. She finally said it out loud because I think she's been holding just everything in. And even with Conrad, she hasn't talked to him about it. They're both kind of like faking it around each other that everything's fine and that they don't have
yeah, they're
feelings.
totally like stepping on eggshells around each other constantly. And
Mhm.
actually, maybe let's talk about episode 5, which is the day that they spend together, and we kind of see Conrad's point of view. Because I feel like we get a lot of insight about what their relationship maybe was when they were together and what it could be.
Mhm.
So yeah, like you said, she's actually being supported by him. He's helping her with a problem that she has, which is like planning the wedding, and we see him just like put his own emotions aside, which he does so much for better or for worse, which we can also talk about. Um, but yeah, we actually see him going with her to the flower shop, going with her to Michael's.
Picking the
Um,
flowers to like at Michael's, they picked fake flowers. Like he's involved.
yeah. He is involved, and he makes her dinner, or I mean chicken, whatever. He makes her chicken. And yeah, you just really see him taking care of her. We also saw that he made her these muffins. Like he's just
Yes.
constantly he
And
made
what's it
her
called?
food.
They're like cookie bombs. I forget the name of it. For her
Oh
birthday,
yeah.
the episode before. And he was like,
Yeah.
I always remember.
Oh, he always remembers. Yeah. And there was another episode, maybe it was also episode 5 where he makes her food, but then she doesn't eat it, and he's like, "Oh,
Oh, the next
well,
episode
why
with
didn't
the
you eat it?"
cookie.
Was it the
He
wait,
made
what?
the cookie. It was the last episode. He made like a cookie and corn for her because he noticed she wasn't eating.
Mm,
So he made her more food. He put "eat this" on it because like he notices. He notices every single thing. Yeah, he
yeah,
really takes
yeah.
care of her. Like it shows her how it should be when he was like helping with the cake and everything. Also, the dark cacao berry coulis. Please. I was actually so livid watching that. I was like, this is the hill you'll die on? This?
Seriously. Also, him yeah, first of all, that cake is stupid.
Yes.
Second of all, it's, like, way more expensive than her ring, which is also stupid.
Yes, her ring was like $100. Like,
Yeah, and this cake is like $700, and then third of all, he's like, "We'll just put it on the card." Oh my god, also in episode 6, which is the next episode after the cake, when he's like, "Oh, I'm in credit card debt because I wanted to get us tickets to this
Oh
concert or
my gosh.
whatever." I'm
And his
like,
dad pays his credit card.
bro, literally, I'm like, you can't buy the love of your life a nice ring, but you can like go into major credit card debt for these stupid concert tickets. I was
Mhm.
so mad. I was like, where are his
It
priorities?
was a hard watch. And the fact he also said it directly to the agent, like, say you're behind on a few bills, would that affect your credit? Like, he doesn't even know.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
a
holds her
child.
back.
He's a child.
Exactly. He holds her back in every way. And the cake stuff was so ridiculous.
It was
Um,
so crazy. But yeah, going back to Conrad, what what else did I want to say about? Oh, the
Psychic
peaches
server.
scene.
Oh my
Um,
God, Julie.
yeah, the peaches scene. Okay, so we see them. I actually saw an edit of this scene with the actual words from the book, and it's almost like line for line.
Exactly.
I don't know if you saw that video, or I know you read the book, so you maybe remember, but yeah, they're like driving down. In the book it says it's a one-way road, which you can kind of tell in the show, but like doesn't say
Mhm.
it explicitly. But the fact that he like U-turns on a one-way road for her just so that she can get her peaches,
Mhm.
um and that line where she's like, I want to have another peach, I just don't know if it'll live up to the first one. And then she tries the second peach and it does live up
Is
to
that
the
a
expectation.
symbol for second time with Conrad? Maybe.
Perhaps, perhaps.
No, I was actually like a feral monster when I watched that scene. Unfortunately, I was next to my fiance during it, and I'm not proud of my reaction. I was like screaming at the TV, and I immediately rewinded it. It's the same thing happened for the bathtub scene. But yeah, it was so well done. Like I was watching, Jenny Han also directed that episode, which you can so tell because like all of the close-ups. I I am not sure if she did, but it reminds me of the debutante episode because they had like the close-ups with them when they're about to
Mm,
dance or before they danced. Um, but yeah, I think they did such a good job with it. Like the lighting was beautiful and Belly, oh my God, I was like, wipe your chin, girl. No wonder he wiped it with his shirt. Like you're making a mess. Um, but yeah, I just loved getting his POV during it. I'm like, episode 5, track 5. Is that why it's like that? Maybe?
oh,
You know, Jenny Han
so
is a Swift,
astute.
so
Yes.
yippee.
Yappers, for those of you who are maybe not the crazy level of Swiftie that Aliana and I are, Taylor Swift famously makes track 5. Well, I think fans noticed it after Reputation, but then she's kind of been playing into it since then, that track 5 is always a super, super vulnerable track for her. So songs like White Horse, Delicate, what was it on Red? Oh, All Too Well. All Too Well,
Eldest
Dear
daughter?
John.
Isn't that the newest
Oh,
track 5?
yes, Eldest Daughter, it will be the newest track
That will
5.
destroy
Can't
me.
wait for that. So I know, same. I'm the eldest daughter of the eldest daughter. So
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh, it's gonna hit.
yes. So yeah, that's a really interesting. Wow, I never thought about that. So yeah, maybe Jenny Han thought that they had to make episode 5 like the really gut-wrenching, the most
Mhm.
gut-wrenching, which I would say it was. Maybe with the exception of this past episode, just for the last scene on the beach. But
I feel like it's just
um,
always a gut-wrenching episode for Conrad. I'm like, he needs a hug. Someone needs to, like, take care of him. He's taking care of everyone and, like, sparing everyone's feelings.
I know.
But yeah, it was such a good episode. I thought of something. I forgot it. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I think the peach scene was really good. And Jenny Han, she understands the female gaze perfectly because they have been feeding us every single week on Wednesday. So I loved it. I was gonna say, I don't exactly remember, but I think we did not hear Belly's inner monologue from You're Losing Me to, so like her finding out Jeremiah cheated on her, to the episode after Conrad's POV. It was either after his POV or right before, like when she was hanging out with Conrad, her inner monologue came back. So we just watched 7.
really?
Yeah, I don't think we heard it until episode 6. So when
There was nothing.
there was no inner monologue. And so it was like
in 3 or 4?
I think so. Keep me honest, but I remember at least an episode or two went by where we didn't hear her monologue at all, and then we got Conrad's
Wow.
monologue, um, and then hers came right after. So it was a while, and it made me think like, oh, because I know the heartbeat symbolism. We can talk about the bathtub scene more in detail, but it's like kind of like she lost her spark after she found out, and then now she's having all these opinions on things. Like in the last episode with the apartment, like she was frustrated, and she's been growing closer to Conrad, and she's telling herself like, I need to stay away from him, give him space. So I thought that was really interesting. I'll double check on it and let you know. But
Okay.
I remember I was like, I haven't heard her being annoying in her head lately. So I was like, did they do it intentionally? Probably.
Wow. Oh my gosh, if true, that's crazy, and such a good detail. I didn't even notice, but I think that makes a lot of sense, and it kind of yeah, it's just like when she feels like a pure form of love, she can, like, come back to herself, which she was not getting from Jeremiah, and
Exactly. I welcomed the break from the inner monologue because episodes 1 and 2, which she's just so delusional. She's just like, I came to college to find my soulmate, but too bad I already had it. It was Jeremiah, and it's like all just like gushing about him and gushing about her like codependency issues. I'm like, just show Conrad in California. I don't want to see this.
I know. Okay, let's talk about that scene at the restaurant when they tell the parents that they're engaged. Belly shows her ring.
She's like,
Um,
she's like,
"I have a ring!" And you're like, "Huh?"
with a magnifying glass.
Oh my gosh. That was I'm so glad people reacted the way they did. So the episode starts with her telling Taylor. Taylor's the first person she tells.
She's like, is that
And
a
Taylor's
sliver of
reaction was
tinfoil?
yes. Her reaction was so real. Yeah, she bashes the ring, which fair. Second of all, she's like, why don't you two guys just get back together? Why do you have to get married? And she's
Mm-hmm.
just like so like what the fuck, which is so real. Her mom has a very reasonable reaction as well. I'm just glad that no one's like feeding into their like delusion with them.
No
Yeah,
one
which
does.
obviously that doesn't continue, but yeah.
And Conrad at the table just like looking like he got punched in the gut. When Steven was like, "Did you know?" And he's like, "Nope, I didn't know." Um
Yeah.
yeah, Laurel's reaction is so fair. If I were her, I would have slapped Belly again. Part 2, just like season 2. She's just being so crazy, and I feel like something I noticed in all the other episodes is when it's anything related to the wedding, she dresses very like grown up compared to how she usually dresses. Like she'll wear like a square neckline, she'll wear pearls, she'll do her hair in a different way. So like in that episode, her bridal shower, when she was going around wedding planning, like when she went to see the wedding planner at the country club, she doesn't even look like herself. And I feel like it's a representation that this doesn't feel like her. This whole thing doesn't feel like her. So when I saw her like in her outfit and it's blue, um I was just like, yeah, she doesn't even know that this is not like what she wants. And the seafood
Yeah.
tower detail was
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
It was crazy. In the original, like in the book, inflation definitely shows because I think they ordered something like a steak or something that was like $50, $45, and now it's like the seafood tower is $75. So I was just like, wow, I forgot how long ago this book was released.
Not the inflation.
It's the inflation is
Um,
very obvious. But then Conrad ordering the salmon, he orders the cheapest thing from the mains
yeah,
because
so thoughtful.
he's not taking advantage of it. I was just like, this is another example of why they should be together. Also, the way she looked at him when he
Yeah,
walked in, I was like, girl,
I
stop.
know. It's like, girl, that's not the man you're
That's not
marrying.
the man you're marrying. The bathtub scene, I saw a post that was like, Belly's better than me because I would have made Jeremiah an uncle right then and there.
Literally, I saw that too.
I
Actually,
think
did you send that to me?
I
I think you
definitely sent
sent
it
that
to
to me.
you.
So funny. Okay, I want to go back to your point about Belly's fashion. So you were saying that whenever she's wedding planning, she dresses more grown up. I would actually expand that to say whenever she's hanging out with Jeremiah, she dresses up like older. I think I noticed it. Well, I had started to notice it for in the previous episodes, but then in the last episode when they're apartment hunting is when I really noticed it because she's wearing this like
Long dress.
yeah, it's like a long green dress and it's like it's just so fancy for apartment shopping and I was like, "Why is she dressing like this?" I feel like I don't know, something about being with Jeremiah, I guess she's, like, proving it to the world that they're mature enough to be together and get married,
Mhm.
but she, like, feels the need to make herself look more grown up versus when we see her with Conrad, she's just wearing kind of what she's worn in previous seasons, which is, like, a
A
cute
shirt
top and
and
jean
shorts.
shorts. Yeah, shirt and shorts. It's, like, always a shirt and shorts when she's with Conrad, and that's just, like,
Mhm.
what we know she feels comfortable in.
Definitely, like,
So
no pearls. She only wore the pearls for the ball, that's it.
oh, wait, when does she wear pearls again?
She wore pearls for when they told them that they were getting married. She wore them
Oh,
then.
yeah.
I don't know if she's worn it since, she probably has, I don't remember, but I just remember then I was like, "This doesn't feel very her."
Yeah.
But the clothing is very telling. The color theory, have you seen, like, when she's in the first 2 episodes we talked about, like, every time she interacted with Conrad, she was wearing red, like, she had red sunglasses when Conrad called and she answered. She was wearing the all red pajamas for Christmas. And then during the episodes, like, I think she's been wearing red more. There's, like, red details at certain parts with Conrad.
The dress with the cherries on it on her
Mhm.
birthday when Conrad makes her the muffins, that has red on it. Then when she goes to meet the, I guess, like, the wedding coordinator at the club, she wears that, like, red dress that we've been seeing in the posters for this season, the Sabrina remake posters.
Yeah.
She's wearing that dress, and she, like, goes back home to Conrad. It's just, like, so yeah, so much red
But
whenever it's
whenever
a
she
her.
sees Jeremiah, it's instantly back to blue, which frustrates me, like, it's always blue, but, during the apartment scene, I was like, "Why is she wearing green?" I was like, "'Cause red and blue?" I was and Isaac looked at me, he was like, "You're out of your mind," like, fixating on these colors and stuff. Like, now whenever he
I
sees
also
her wear a
noticed
color, he's like, "Oh my gosh, she's wearing purple because of this person." I'm like, Jenny Han's a Swiftie though, so it makes sense.
for real. Yeah, no, I noticed the green dress too because it's, like, so green.
It's so
It's
green, it's like a
very
long
green.
green dress too. So,
Yeah, I thought that was
yeah,
an interesting choice.
I think so too. But yeah, they're definitely making lots of choices with the clothing. I was trying to pick up on like other people if I saw it as much too, but I
Mm,
think it's mostly Belly. I think they did a great job with episode 3, like that it felt very tense. The whole table scene and also Steven was upset and then Conrad was just
mhm.
mostly like quiet, like he couldn't even say anything. And then he was in the parking lot by himself. That was the beginning of like every episode ending with him being sad. But
Yes.
yeah, I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think in
Um,
episode 4, that was
I
when
yeah, it was just, like, the wedding dress shopping
oh, yeah.
and,
The wedding dress is exactly what
uh,
I pictured though.
the
Um,
plain,
yeah,
like,
like, it was like some
kinda satin.
they said in the book, like, it was all white dress, but it's, like, something you could have worn on the beach, and I think,
Mm,
also I have a lot to talk about the beach. Um, there's the symbolism that I'm definitely reaching for. But yeah, I thought she looked really cute in it, but it was, like, sad, like, they were at like, a prom dress shop, and this is a detail in the book that wasn't there. Someone asked her which prom she was going to in the book, and so that was another way to illustrate, like, how young she is, and in the book, she was
mhm,
younger. I think she was only a freshman or sophomore at the oldest. Um,
mm.
so she was really young during it. But it just showed how they're rushing, like another way to show that. And then what else happened in episode 4?
There was some stuff about Taylor's mom's financial issues, and I think Taylor and Steven talk a little bit, but
Mhm.
then yeah. I don't think
Anything
there's
is that when she went to the cousin's house for the first time?
that's when she goes to the cousin's house, that's when she
Oh, when she wakes up
cries
out
in
of
her
her
room.
nap too, and Conrad's there, and she's like, "What are you
Yes.
doing here?"
Yes. And that's, like, when he oh my god, he looks so good in his blue button down, doing the dishes, wearing his slutty little watch.
His slutty watch, and he always takes it off when he washes his hand. I'm like, You don't need to do all that.
I know,
He's
put it back
looking
on.
cute this season. They know, like, they're dressing him up. He'll be in, like, a button-down and jeans when he talked to Laurel. I was like, this is a man. This is a man.
I know.
Um,
They're really, like, they're laying it on thick.
they are, with the wet hair every episode. Yeah. Conrad with wet hair is, like, how much they do Jeremiah shirtless. Like,
Yeah.
this is how they get the female audience. But yeah, the episode was boring until the last 5 minutes when the
Mhm.
scene was really sad when she was in her old room and she was crying 'cause she was thinking about, like, her and her mom. Like, that was really sweet, and it showed, like, she needs her mom. Like, this is another, like, flag that this doesn't feel right to her.
Mhm.
And he, on the way to the airport, saw her and he was like, yeah, I'm staying here. I'm gonna make her some muffin bombs or whatever he made. And yeah, I'm staying. Like, she doesn't need to say anything to him and he'll take care of her. So I thought that was a really cute moment. And then when she hugged him, he was like, what have I done? I was like, this is what I was waiting for this whole episode. Not
Yes, and then that
so
got me
soft.
so hyped for episode 5.
And I feel like since then it's been like a steady progression.
Yes. It's crazy that we still have 4 more episodes, but it's also like
Yeah.
there are only 4 more episodes. She's like still with Jeremiah.
Yeah,
I thought that breakup was gonna happen much earlier.
I know. Yeah, I hate him. I can't even look at him. Every episode, I'm like, there must be no Team Jeremiah fans left. Like, they're quiet this season.
They are quiet this season. Okay, this is a theme that I wanted to talk about. Um, so I guess just like in general, character defamation that we've seen this season. So I think this is something that a lot of TV writers do when they want the audience to switch from rooting for one person to rooting to the other person. An example of this is in Gilmore Girls when Jess is introduced in season 2. I feel like they really dumbed down Dean, so that you're like, oh, Rory belongs with Jess because like he loves books and he's so artsy. And then they just like make Dean this like stupid jock where in season 1 he is reading all those books with Rory, you know? So like they just like kind of change a character to manipulate the viewer into feeling a certain way. I must say, I really feel like they are doing that to Jeremiah this season. Like, obviously, for what we see, who can be Team Jeremiah anymore? But like, it just seems so extreme. Like from season 1, we see that he's a very happy guy, but we don't see him be like this absolute man child. And I feel like they're just trying to draw the differences between Jeremiah and Conrad so much. And so they're showing him like caring so much about a stupid wedding cake and having all of this credit card debt and not knowing what goes into credit scores. I feel like they're just really hyper fixating on his immaturity and really hyper fixating on Conrad's relative maturity. And actually think they did the same thing in season 2 when they show Conrad to be this like petty, caustic, negative presence in Belly's life after their breakup. And then Jeremiah's this like ball of sunshine, who like makes life happy for her again. And I don't it bugs me when they're inconsistent with characters just to make us think a certain way. What do you think? Do you agree with that?
Um, I would push back a little bit though, because I feel like if they're the dumbing down, I think that is one thing. Like, I don't think he's ever been dumb. He's never been as smart as Conrad, but like season 2, he was helping the mom like calculate expenses. I remember like when Conrad asked for permission, like he was doing stuff. And I feel like at his
Yeah.
job he looks like he's competent, even though that's not what he wants to do. I think they're just fixating on how irresponsible and immature he is. But even though it's like definitely stronger this season, and I agree that they're definitely like emphasizing it, I think it's always been there. It's just more obvious
Mm,
now because their problems are a lot more mature. Like, I'm trying to remember other stuff in season 1. Well, I know Jeremiah's always like had some type of resentment towards his brother, and I feel like that's definitely like a big theme this season. Like, he just
yeah.
looks at his brother like he hates him since the beginning, which is really uncomfortable. Um, but in season 2 also there was elements where he was irresponsible. I forget. I'm trying to remember right now. But I think it's always
Mhm.
shown that he was like immature.
Mm.
from the beginning. And he was very like kind of sleeping around, like he didn't take anything too seriously. And I think that's
Yeah.
kind of like a symptom of that happy-go-lucky attitude that he has. It's also like he doesn't really care about anything. So I don't think he was like stupid for the credit score thing. It was just like he didn't realize how it would affect him and he didn't do anything about it. And the same thing, like he was like, I changed my major and they didn't tell me the requirements. Like it's just him being irresponsible, but it's all like happening within like a series of a few months. But I do agree with you in Gilmore Girls, that definitely happened. But season 2, I was still Team Conrad. I don't care. The whole time I was Team Conrad. Like I agree though, he seemed like very negative after, Susanna and everything. But I feel like he was like that season 1. Like he's always like bottled things up. He's always been like very
Mhm.
broody. Um and Jeremiah's always been like a happy-go-lucky presence, but I completely
No, I think that's
see
fair.
what you mean. It's definitely laid on thick though. Like
Yeah.
everyone's like Jeremiah's
This
a
season.
big, dumb, immature idiot, and I agree.
Like, undeniable this season. Like, who
It's
can
they're
root
like
for him at
you
this point?
cannot like Jeremiah. Jenny Han is like, I have not done my job if you still like
Yeah.
Jeremiah after this season. It's so bad.
Oh, so funny. The last point I want to say on character defamation, this is actually about Belly. So in episode 6 at the very beginning, Adam like says that Belly changed his coffee settings or something and like that she's kind of messy and stuff. I thought that was kind of bad writing, honestly, because we've seen in season 1 that Laurel is very adamant that Belly and Steven be really courteous house guests, and, like,
It
they've
didn't
grown
seem
up in
like
the
her.
cousin's house. Yeah, it didn't seem like her at all. I was like, "Why are they
Mhm.
ruining her responsibility for this one scene?" Like,
Yeah, he could
I
just
don't
say
know
like
why they did
send
that.
her home because it's like an apartment. But I
Yeah,
agree.
or that, like, her hair is everywhere or like, something that's, like, not a
Yeah.
character issue, but, like, why do they have to change her suddenly being a bad house guest when she's been a house guest every single summer of her life and, like,
Mhm.
there's never been complaints about it?
And she's so responsible compared to Jeremiah too. I agree. I think that was lazy. That was a little bit of like a lazy writing moment.
Yeah, yeah. Did we talk about the bathtub scene enough, or do you wanna talk about that?
No, we did not talk about it enough. The episode was so good. It was I'm trying to remember how it started off. Oh, so yeah, it was starting off with the apartment credit. Like, oh my God, I was just so angry that they found the perfect apartment. And it was like another instance of Jeremiah like half-assing it and putting it all on Belly, and she's still doing all the wedding planning. Um And I just felt so bad for her, like, when she was talking to the wedding planner in the country club, like, first of all, it's in a country club, like, it seems like she's always wanted it in the cousin's house, like, she's obsessed with the cousin's house. She wanted a beach wedding, something simple, and she's like, "Can we have lobster rolls? Can we do this?" And they're like, no." Adam invited 100 people. She's like, "I don't even know 100 people. Like, how could there be" This was gonna be a keg instead of, like, 4 bartenders just 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So I feel like Jeremiah just thought, like, "Oh, my dad paying for it solves all of our problems. Like, you don't have to stress about it. Other people will do it."
Mhm.
But then it's like, it's not her, and it's not him anymore. So I felt really bad for her, and I feel like her crash out was so valid after all of that going on, but no one noticed except Conrad,
Mhm.
hence the cookie and the food. And then him asking Laurel for permission got me. Like, I was like, that is a man. And Jeremiah, when he found out that Laurel came to the bridal shower, he was like, I told you she'd come around. And he did nothing to do that. Like, he literally did
I
nothing to
know.
help her. So I cried when Belly saw her mom. I was like so
I did
emotional.
too. Oh, there's nothing like a mother's hug.
I know, and she needed that hug.
She
She's been
really did.
struggling. Yeah, I thought that was really sweet, and it was like a nice turning point that Laurel was not on board, but she'll support her daughter.
Mhm.
But that scene
Yeah.
with Conrad, we should talk about it, because when Laurel was like, "When do you get to be happy, Connie?" And he was like, "I want her to be happy." Oh, not your brother? She ate him up.
I know. She knows. She knows.
She knows, and they talk like I love how they're friends. Like, that's such a green flag that they get along so well.
Seriously, I know we saw in episode 7 when Belly's like, "Did you talk to my mom?" He's like, "Yeah,
You
I
talk
talk to
of
Laurel all the time. We're friends."
exactly. And I saw this parallel thing where you know how Susanna's always like our special girl to Belly, and
Mhm.
then Laurel says that about Connie, like you know you'll always be my special boy. Even since season 2, she said that. Season 2 or season 1, I forget which one. Um, so I thought that was really sweet.
I thought it was so sweet and like just once again we see how Conrad puts his own feelings aside for the sake of other people, which
Hmm.
he's been doing since season 1.
And he takes
Um
care of Laurel too. He's like, we'll both have
yeah,
this order.
yeah. Although I do hate when men order for women, so I was like,
You're
he
like, he
could have
didn't
just
need
let her order.
maybe
Yeah.
he assumed like she's not eating like Belly's eating. But yeah, that's so true.
But I guess I mean he obviously knows her better than I do, so
Yeah.
maybe he just knew that she needed to eat or something.
I mean, I would be happier after a burger too. So
Yeah.
he must have made the right choice. But yeah, I thought it was really cute. Yeah, yeah, it was a good scene.
Yeah. And then at the actual bridal shower, I loved that scene during the game that they played where Belly's like, "Oh yeah, this happened. This was uh Jeremiah, like he found their dog, blah blah blah."
It's the cutest thing. It's actually the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
I was like,
She was
"Oh, it's starting.
so
It's starting."
mad. She was
And
so mad.
then yeah, and it's like, "Girl, what are you really mad about?"
When she talked to Jeremiah about it, he seemed super uncomfortable. He's like, they're calling me, and they weren't, because he didn't even want to talk about it. And the parts
Mm,
that she liked about the story, she was like, he was so sad when Rosie like went away that he cried, like all these things that she like loved about the memory and like how sweet it was. Jeremiah made fun of Conrad for crying, so it's like she's completely like fused together like
mm.
parts of both of them. And she's kind of like diminished his shortcomings and like um things she loved about him before were actually Conrad, and it definitely messed with her head. Like she was so upset talking to Taylor about
Yeah.
it.
Yes, I loved seeing that because you're like you can finally see that she's starting to have second thoughts about the wedding or actually
Hmm.
starting to think critically about whether she wants this. And of course she then convinces herself that she does, but
She's like, yeah, just
at least we
jitters.
start to see it. Yeah, and we start to see like her facial expressions. It's starting to crack. You can see her true
Yeah.
feelings.
I feel like every episode she has a moment where she's like, this isn't even my wedding anymore. When she said, like, I've been so busy planning this that I didn't even realize that I'm the one who is going to become a wife at the end. And I was just like, Taylor, these are such big red flags. And, you know, Taylor's being supportive of her friend. Um,
Yeah.
but you clearly don't want to get married. And you don't want to get married
I
to
know.
this person, too. It's like two problems. You're too young, and your partner is not like right for this as well.
Mhm. Yep.
And also, we didn't talk about it, but her deciding not to go to Paris, I thought was really sad. Like I expected it, but I was like, this is another thing that she could have been pursuing and like becoming more independent, and she's just like curling into herself. But Laurel giving that gift was so sweet. The airline
So
card and the
cute.
passport.
Yeah. So, so sweet. And going back to Paris, I really hope what happens is that she does not go through with the wedding. Then she does go to Paris, and then when she comes, she like has a great time not dating anyone, and then
Mhm.
comes back.
No, I agree. I agree with that prediction. And quick thing that it reminded me of her Laurel's speech to Belly in the beginning of the season when she was like, you know, in college, like I want you to be open. Like she's like, I know you have Jeremiah, but I want you to be open to new experiences. Like she never has really like she's settled for Jeremiah, even like Laurel
Mm-hmm.
has settled for the idea of him. So I feel
Yeah.
like this is another way for her to she was trying to push Belly to be more independent and still, you know, get outside of her bubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Loved it. Um. Okay. Should we talk about episode 7?
Wait, bathtub scene.
Bathtub scene. Oh, duh. Okay. Yes. Bathtub
Amazing.
scene.
Amazing, beautiful. the fact that she's writing on the Isabel Fisher stationery, don't worry, you can keep it because you're gonna need it when you're with Conrad. But when he comes
Wait, what
in,
did she write?
she was writing a thank you note to so I think their neighbor that attended, or Lucinda, like Taylor's mom. She was just thanking them
Oh,
for coming or for planning the bridal shower. And then Conrad
okay.
comes and she's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "No." But she knows him, and then she goes to see, and the gasp when she saw the blood was so dramatic. But loving him was red. And then yeah, everything about that scene so close to the book, just like the peaches scene.
Really?
I saw a video with I keep getting like the full like 10-minute audio for like chapters of that book, and I
Mm.
listened to it and it was almost exactly the same. Like all of the dialogue, the small actions of her helping him, um, it was all the same. And Paul Scott
Wow.
playing was crazy.
Oh my gosh. It's so interesting. I feel like shows very rarely put the same song twice
Mhm.
for a really emotionally charged scene.
Uh-huh.
And this was the exact same song they chose for their moment in season 1,
On the
right? Where
dock.
they're watching the fireworks from the dock. Yes. And they also have an almost kiss.
Was it the same part of the song too?
I don't
I
remember.
don't think it was. I feel like this verse
Okay.
was very specific to them, but
Mm,
I don't remember for the other one, for the first
mm,
scene.
okay. I don't
But that's
remember
also the
either.
first Taylor song since You're Losing Me, and You're Losing Me, obviously,
Yeah.
it's like her heartbeat, and then Belly's like clutching her heart, and her heartbeat is back. So I was like, she hasn't felt anything since that moment, I think. Um, yeah, it was amazing. The close-ups, I was like, should I leave? This is so like intimate. Um,
My one criticism is why would he not be wearing a wetsuit? Like,
I know,
he
and he's
was wearing
always
a
wearing
wetsuit
a
to serve.
wetsuit when he serves.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he almost always wears one, and then even there's a scene where they're about to go and like he has his on and Jeremiah has his like rolled down because he's showering. But it's like they always wear wetsuits. It's just
Yes. Just for dramatiques. I think they
exactly.
could have shown that he cut his foot on coral or something, because that's a very real issue for surfers who even are wearing wetsuits. They
I
should have
think
just
the
done
upper
that.
thigh was just so intimate. They had to sneak that in. They're like, they don't care. No one cares about this except binge yap and repeat. That's it. It was so
True,
good
true,
though.
true.
I was like I felt unwell during it.
Same. I was watching, so I just came back from Italy, as you know. And so my friend Sarah and I were watching in bed at like 8 p.m. in our hotel room, like in bed, and we were like, "Ah, they're gonna
Yes.
kiss!" And then they didn't.
It was so she wanted it. She was looking at
She
his
wanted it
lips
so bad.
the whole time, and then he was like, "Belly," and she's like, "What?" And she's looking at his lips, and he's like, "I think I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap." And she was like, "Should you?" Like she was trying for it. And
She was.
he was just so out of it. He didn't even realize. But I also think neither of them actually she probably would in that moment, but I don't think that they would have kissed. Like
Mm,
I would say they both have a Conrad has a good moral compass. Belly did make out with
mhm.
Jeremiah on his car, so I can't say the same
Oh,
for
yeah.
her. But I'm glad that they didn't kiss because then
Yeah.
it makes her just as bad as him in a way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was steamy and the
But dude, if he went for it, she would have been down.
oh, absolutely. It's a good thing he was like dealing with his blood loss. Otherwise, Jeremiah would have been an
Truly.
uncle.
Yes.
I just love the dramatics after when she was just like sitting there, like legs open, mind you,
I know. No,
clutching her
literally, she's
chest.
like, "Ugh."
Exactly. Exactly. She gagged him. And it's that's usually him at the end of every episode. So I was like, for once, the tables are turned. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was a great choice, like bringing back False God and also that being the first Taylor song since You're Losing Me. It was very intentional for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then We got 2 in this episode, I think. Or
Yes.
maybe
We got
it was more than that?
Love of My Life, and what was the other one?
Yeah, the other one
Oh,
was
Robin?
flashback Robin? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's true. 2, and
Yeah.
weren't they both about Conrad? Why was she thinking of Robin?
They were. I guess Lommel was when she's, like, crying in bed after the beach, and then Robin was during the flashback when the boys are in the arcade, and then she goes and plays with the
Oh,
unicorns in
yeah.
the
Oh
glass
my
blowing shop.
god, and that's the glass unicorn that was he was at the end of season 2 when he was putting her room back, he was putting the glass unicorn on, like, I forget, it was like a shelf for her.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Okay, episode 7.
Cute.
I have notes. I'm so excited. Mhm.
Alright, episode 7. Let's go.
Juno!
What do you want to talk about?
Oh.
Juno! Yes! Juno by Sabrina Carpenter opens the episode. It's funny because that song is literally about wanting a man to impregnate you.
I know, and right after the bathtub scene, meanwhile
But then she's saying, like, the moment with me and Conrad is history. And I'm like,
girl,
"Is it?
you're
Is
lying
it?"
to yourself. She's saying that while she's, like, staring at his cut. No, she's so down bad. I would be down bad too if the guy I'm not supposed to be thinking about is there with, like, fresh picked flowers from his mother's garden. Like, he was giving husband. He's been giving husband the
Mhm.
whole time. They've been literally playing house together the entire
Yep.
summer. But yeah, she was just delusional when she was, like, convincing herself, like, yeah, this is just history, it's just old feelings coming up. Um, but yeah, I wrote in my notes, not her looking at his cut and getting horny. Because I was like, stop looking at it. You're being weird. And he even looked at her too. He
I
was like,
know.
what are you looking at over there? She is
Oh,
so
Belly.
bad. And right after when she was like, Jeremiah's coming, Jeremiah arrived, and then he had boxes. And Conrad immediately is like, oh, I'll get that for you. And he picks up her box. Like, it's just second nature for him. And then she's had a second where
I
she
know.
was just, she noticed that. Because he always has done that, but she noticed it and she was like, no, that doesn't mean anything, no. But
Yeah.
we saw it. We've been waiting for this. I feel like that moment on the beach is actually like the climax for the book, in my opinion.
Interesting.
But we'll get to that later. My beach
Okay.
theory.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that because I have some questions I want to ask you about that scene. But okay, so what happens before that scene? So it's basically like their bachelorette party episode.
Yes. Bachelorette. Oh,
Cool.
also Annika saying Conrad's hot, and it made me think of, like, before Jeremiah told him he should hook up with her, and even later on that episode, Steven's like, there's a lot of beautiful girls here, and Conrad's like, no, I'm good. Like, he knows that nothing's gonna change how he feels about her. But when Annika said, like, oh, I'd make a move if it wasn't your ex, and she was like, no, go for it. And then immediately her face drops. I was like, you love this man. Also, the rehearsal dance, we did not need that. I'm sorry.
It lasted so long too.
It
I was
lasted
like,
so
why are we
long.
watching this entire thing?
Also put Conrad out of his misery. He was struggling. He hated it. He was like, I need to stop this wedding so I don't have to do that dance. I think that's why he told Belly his feelings. He was like,
like,
can't
really
do-
just get me out of this dance.
exactly. No, it was a hard watch. But I made a
was.
note because, they were like smoking and stuff. Like, someone brought weed for them to smoke, and like Jeremiah was also like, I'll finally relax, whatever. And we know how Belly feels about smoking since the first episode of season 1. And so even like
Oh, what happened in season 1?
well, Conrad is smoking by the pool, like that first night.
Oh yeah.
And she makes this whole fuss about, like, you said all this stuff, like, I think you shouldn't smoke. And he hasn't smoked since. So I thought that was a very cute nod to it when I think Redbird or Jeremiah, they were saying something to Conrad, like, oh, do you want one? He's like, I'm good. I quit smoking a long time ago. Because Belly asked him to. And
Oh my god.
Belly doesn't want Jeremiah smoking, but he still obviously does stuff. So I was just like, it's another demonstration of
Yeah.
it's just such a better choice for her. Yeah.
Wow. Did not notice that. Okay, Redbird. What is going on? He was honestly giving like jealous of Belly vibes a little bit, I thought. Like,
Well, there's a theory that because Redbird is gay, so there's a theory that Jeremiah will
yeah.
end up with Redbird, which I'm here for it. Sure.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Whatever. I literally don't give a shit who Jeremiah ends up with.
I don't care. I don't care. How do you feel? Because in that scene, also, like, Taylor and Steven, like, I don't even know how I feel about them anymore. Because,
Taylor and Steven.
yeah, I feel like it's just, at least she's not in a place where she can be in a healthy relationship. And they clearly
Mhm.
care about each other. But yeah, I have no idea, like, what's going to happen with them. I feel like most likely
I
they
don't
won't be together.
either.
But hopefully Taylor just, like,
I don't know
learns
how
from this
they're gonna do
experience.
it. Yeah, it's interesting because like I actually really love Denise and I love Denise for Steven and I think they're a great match and I love seeing like a power couple like that where he obviously thinks she's so smart and like they just have so much in common.
Yeah.
And so I've really loved watching their relationship blossom, but then at the same time I'm like, I just like always have this affinity for like first loves and stuff and shows, and so I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, part of me still wants Steven to get back with Taylor, but maybe with the time jump that comes with like between Jeremiah and Conrad, like after the wedding blows up, which it better after that happens, and then before whatever happens at the end. Maybe during that same time jump, there'll be enough time that passes between Steven and Taylor and they can like maybe reconnect. I don't know. Part of me is rooting for them, but I'm so split because I really do like Denise.
That's how I feel too. I feel like him and Denise make a lot of sense and they're very like jokey together and there's no drama, but obviously he still has a soft spot for her
Hmm.
and she's trying to be okay with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll see, but I also like I don't really know how it's gonna end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I also made a note like Conrad's being so cool about everything, like he's stronger than me. Like even when he saw Jeremiah, he was like excited to see him and he was like enthusiastic about the plan. He's cleaning around and everything. And him and Belly are the ones like taking care of people, like they're cleaning up. Um, but it kind of was weird too when Redbird broke one of their hurricane vases that
Hmm.
Belly was like, oh, Conrad said I'll clean it up, and then Belly said, oh no, it's okay, Jeremiah and I will clean it up. And Jeremiah gave her a look like, why?
Like, why should we be the ones to clean it up?
I
Yeah.
know. So that was like a strange moment, but I was like, Conrad's being such a good sport about doing this like stupid dance and like, you
Yeah.
know, entertaining all of these drunk people because he's also like being the DD. But yeah, when Jeremiah said, come sit next to me, I wrote hurling myself off of my balcony. I would rather die than see them have sex. Like, absolutely not. So we don't even need to talk about that because it was disgusting. I hated every second. But one thing from that scene is they were talking about like, oh, like we should meet up after. And they were both like, where should we meet? And at the same time Jeremiah says pool and she says beach. And I instantly was like, the first place where she kissed both of them. Because she had her first kiss with Jeremiah in the pool, and she had her first kiss with Conrad on the beach at the end of season 1, and Belly picked
Oh.
beach. So I thought that was interesting, and it made me think more. My beach theory is like very simple. I'm definitely hyping it up, but I was just
Mhm.
like, I feel like all of their pivotal moments, her and Conrad, have always happened at the beach. Like the first kiss, he finally confessed his feelings. They were like honest with each other. Snow on the beach when they went to cousins during the winter, and like it was snowing, and it was like her first time that day. The whole like confrontation at the like house selling party where they were on the
I
beach.
thought you knew.
I thought you knew. He give him his award. That was such a good scene. They were both. I was so emotional for that scene too. I think they did a great job with it. But I was also like, she clearly has always wanted to get married at the beach too. So it's like this is what he represents for her.
Mm,
And Jeremiah's the pool, I guess. She likes the
yeah.
pool. She does her night swims there. But I just thought that was a cute like this or that moment. Where there's been other metaphors earlier in the season, like when he was saying, oh, but you never would have found sports psychology or sports therapy, and she was like, yeah, But I think I would have come around to it eventually. So it's like those
Yep.
small things where I was like, that definitely means more than what they're saying right now.
Yes, you're so right. And yeah, there's been, I don't think we've seen any like real scenes between Belly and Conrad when they're both in the pool. Like there's been some conversations at the pool, but he's never in the
In the
pool.
pool.
But I do feel like there are a lot of conversations and a lot of scenes between Belly and Jeremiah, and like the delicate scene.
Delicacy, the first Taylor Swift song for Jeremiah too.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And
I was
then
so pissed.
um I know. I was like, you got Delicate Taylor's version.
No. That also, where is it? We're never gonna get Reputation, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, no, we're not.
Whatever. She would
It's
rather spend hundreds of millions of
she's never
dollars.
recorded it.
No. Um, but yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, Jeremiah's the pool, Conrad is the beach,
Mhm.
and
Yes,
and
yes.
then they have the beach confrontation later that day, so it's like all full circle.
Yeah, and he was just magically already at the beach.
I know. Yeah, she didn't even have to say like she
Um,
was supposed to meet Jeremiah, but he was there. Um,
yeah, it actually that also reminds me of so the her and Jeremiah saying different words and then her going to the beach and Conrad just magically being there. It reminds me of what you told me in our last episode together,
mhm.
at the end of season 2 when they're studying all night for Conrad's final, and she's like tossing them
The burger.
burgers, and then
Mhm.
Jeremiah keeps like fumbling them, but then Conrad doesn't even have to look up and he catches
Yeah,
it.
that was so
I felt
hot.
like that was it's kind of a it was. That's kind of a parallel of like she is never really in sync with Jeremiah, but then with Conrad it's just so effortless.
They don't even need to say anything. He's like, "Oh, she's
Yeah.
cold." He'll give it to her. And same like when he says something, she's like, she knows how he really feels. Except when it really matters. She has no idea how he really feels. Like when your mom dies, like I wonder why he broke up with me. Maybe because his mom's dying. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're just so in sync. And it showed too
Mhm.
in like Michael's, like he's so enthusiastic about what she's doing. Like he doesn't trivialize it
Mhm.
like Jeremiah does. So
Mhm.
yeah, I love it. Also, Conrad, I made a note. Conrad looks especially good at the bar. If Belly doesn't want him, me and Isaac will share him. I don't care. Like she's fumbling him. They're
She
giving him the
is.
full like Bridgerton, like googly eyes makeover this season, and I'm here for it. As you should.
Truly. Yeah.
But I'm mad.
Well, we'll get it. We'll get it eventually. I believe.
I believe too. But also very sidebar, Laurel and I forget Belly's dad's name, but that
John,
passionate kiss.
dude.
My theory is that they're gonna get married instead of Belly and Jeremiah.
Yes, I saw that theory too, that the
Which,
wedding is gonna be co-opted by her mom, which is very a la Mamma Mia.
yes, very Mamma Mia. And also, I feel like her and John, like their dynamic this season has been really sweet. Like they've
Mm,
acknowledged like problems they had in the past. But also he showed that he really knows her. He's like, "Oh, did you forget about that?" But then she was like, "No, I
mm,
never forgot." And they like talked about it. Um, but yeah, they've been having sweet moments. So I'm like, they're not gonna just put that
mhm.
there for nothing. Hopefully,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I want to talk about the beach scene,
Yes.
finally. Okay. So, obviously very dramatic. We finally get Conrad's confession that he still loves her, and she kind of shuts him down. She says,
Mhm.
"You will never be what Jer is to me. He loves me no matter what, and he doesn't take it away when things get hard." What did you make of that? What were your thoughts on the exchange and Belly's reaction?
I thought she was really harsh because she was being defensive. Um, because she knows that he's right in a lot of ways. Like even if they stayed together, like they could have just moved in, they could have done this or that. What's the rush to get married? And that's what her mom has been saying this whole time because her mom knows the situation very well. Um, but I thought it was very harsh. I think a big reason season 2, I was like I won't say happy, but at peace with her choosing Jeremiah is because I think she was in a very vulnerable place after Susanna where she just wanted someone to be there for her. And
Mhm.
Jeremiah was that. Like he was like consistent, and she had been this like back and forth with Conrad. Um, but I don't think it excuses when he messes up. Like he cheated on you twice, and she didn't
Mhm.
see. But in the bar, like he wasn't ashamed about it too. He was like kind of like eating it up, the attention. Like he was kind of like proud of it in a way, which was really
Yeah, his
refreshing.
reaction was actually disgusting.
Yeah. And so I think it's not fair at all for her to say that. Like, yeah, her and Conrad had big issues, and Conrad had to deal with a lot to, you know, become the person he is now and like go to therapy and deal with all of that. But just like she said, like, you don't know me anymore, which I don't think is true. Like, she doesn't even know all the steps that he's taken. I think she actually has, because he told her, like, I've been in therapy. But it's not fair for
Mm.
her to say that he treated her worse than Jeremiah. I just don't think that's true at
Yes, that was so unfair. I totally
all. Mm-hmm.
agree.
He looked
The
so hurt.
I know, I know. Yeah, I think it was so unfair for her to say that about Conrad. I do think it is a little fair. Like, I think her trauma coming out of her relationship with Conrad was that he's so hot and cold.
That's so
And
fair.
Jeremiah's just like always there. And like he's always, I guess, maybe hot is the right, like in the hot and cold
Mm-hmm.
analogy. And so I did think it was like in my first watch, I was like, okay, this is fair that she feels this way because she's just reacting to the trauma that Conrad gave her when they
Mm-hmm.
broke up. And like the biggest issue in their relationship was that like he never shared his what he was going through with her. And so she just interpreted that as like he didn't feel strongly about her. Um, but then when I was watching again, I was like, I kind of feel like she's maybe just lying to herself. Like, kind of like you said,
Mm-hmm.
she's just trying to justify to herself why she's still with Jeremiah. Because
Mm-hmm.
then you see when she storms away from Conrad,
She
after
saw.
he's no longer in her line of sight, she just like drops to the ground and starts sobbing. And I'm like, oh, this is how you actually feel about Conrad saying that to you, not what you said to him. This is
Mm-hmm.
the true feeling. You just like don't know what to do, and you are suddenly realizing everything you could have had with him.
It's like she can't deny it
Um,
anymore because what she's been feeling, she knows it's been reciprocated, and also it never even went away for him. So like
yeah,
the crash out is so valid, and the timing, she's right, like the timing is super fucked for him to say
super
this
fucked.
the night before she gets married or the day before she gets married. But um yeah, I think she was really harsh on him, and you can't really compare the two things. Like he was like, I never even looked at another girl when I was with you. And she doesn't even know he hasn't looked at one since. Um,
Yeah.
so she doesn't
Oh
even
my
know the whole
god.
story. But this is the first time he ever said, I love you to her. But it came out of him. Like he's been holding it in for so long. He's said that he loved her. Since he told Jeremiah, like when he asked for kind of his blessing to date her,
Mhm.
for the first time. So yeah, I think they did a great job with it, and that Conrad's reaction was so good when he realized she knew. He was like, "What the fuck, Belly? Like, what are you doing?" Because he knows her so well, and he knows, like, regardless of what she says. Um, but yeah, I thought they did a really good job. I can't wait to watch it again later. And like, I'm sure I'll pick up things I didn't see the first time. But if I could go back a little bit, when Belly finds out that Conrad was the one who told her mom, she was
Yes.
spiraling. Like she looked, because she had a feeling already. Because Taylor's like, I'm not the one who talked to her. And she didn't even have to ask Jeremiah. Like she knew Jeremiah didn't talk to her. So her
Yeah.
reaction, she was like, oh my God, what do you mean?
She knew.
And she said Conrad was always looking out for me. Maybe after all this time, he still is, right before she asked him if he did. Um, But yeah, I forget what he said was his reason, but he was like, it was important to you. So, of course I talked to her. But I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't even know what convinced her. He was still kind of like coy about it. But, oh yeah, he said, you should have had everything that you've ever pictured. And she's sick.
Yes.
She's sick. And she's
And
always
she's sick
wanted
and
him.
Yeah, because that's exactly what she says, like, "I always pictured Conrad."
That
They
wording.
chose the wording very carefully to be like, "You should have what you always pictured," and then she says, "I always
She's
pictured
like, "Give me
Conrad."
that gummy, Taylor." Like she's
Yeah.
sick to her stomach, and we have the "We Can't Be Friends"
Uh,
montage. Um, yeah, yeah, she said, "It's not my dream wedding" when she said that to Taylor, and then I've only pictured
mhm.
Conrad, so it's the same wording. Um, oh yeah, I made a note about I said, "OMG, Lacey Barone. Conrad is about to murder Jeremiah." Conrad is standing in the doorway. Also, ew, Jeremiah's throw up sounded so real. He's a horrible actor, but he ate that up. It was so gross. Ew, like I was actually gagging. Like he's
Oh my
lucky
god.
though, because he was about to get beat up for sure. And it's so good Steven wasn't there. Because if Steven found out, well, I'm
I
sure he
was
will.
thinking about that. He will for sure, but oh my god, Steven would not have forgiven Jeremiah. I
No.
cannot wait for him to find out.
No. And I think Steven still knows. Conrad still loves Belly. Um,
Yeah. Steven was Team Conrad at the end of season 2.
mm-hmm. That was him and Taylor's first fight. But yeah, I would love to or reread the scene on the
Mm,
beach, but I'm sure it's very similar. There was like a specific thing that was said that was exactly what was in the book. I think when he was giving her the confession, there was a specific thing that he said from the book that I was like, yeah, they kept it close to the original material.
yeah.
But yeah, the next day's gonna be crazy, for sure.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
And the fact that
Um,
that was the not even the end of the episode, like, there was still a little bit after, like,
yeah.
her going to the room, she sees Jeremiah, and she's like, "I don't even wanna sleep here." She goes to
I know, she's like,
Taylor.
"I cannot sleep next to this child." Yeah, and then
Mhm,
she goes and sleeps in her own room next to Taylor, and then
mhm.
I think what they showed at the very end was that she was about to knock on her wall,
She did.
and does she oh, she did knock?
I thought it was Conrad on the other side, and then there was no answer because Conrad was at the dock. But actually, Jeremiah's room is on the other side, and so her knocking, like, that used to be, like, something they'd do as kids to see if the other person was still awake, or if they're already up. Maybe they would do it in the morning, and they'd do it, like, late at night just to see. But so the idea is that her knocking and that there being no answer is that it's just like like a symbol of their relationship. Like maybe she should rethink marrying him because she's present and he's not. But I thought that was just like interesting that that wasn't even that the scene on the beach wasn't the end of the episode. There was still like a little bit more after. I don't think there's anything else
Yeah.
though besides the knocking. Yeah. Well, Conrad at the dock holding his heart.
Oh my god, yeah, no,
It's like,
literally, he was like, um, if Jeremiah had answered, what do you think do you think they would have, like, chatted? Because 'cause I'm wondering if she was reaching out to, like, maybe have a talk and, like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think she would have ended things that night, but yeah. Just like, what was her goal with that?
I think it's actually now that I think about it, like he hasn't been present the whole season, so it could be also a symbol of that. Maybe it could have changed things. Maybe they would have at least talked about things that night, and she'd feel better about it. Not that he's still not that he's a better choice for her, but yeah, it seemed like he's not there when he needs her. So which is kind of interesting because she's
Mhm.
saying that about Conrad, but then when you think about it, at least since then, he's always been there when she needs him, even when she doesn't need to ask. So, yeah, but it was sad. It was sad. And it made me feel good that Jeremiah was sick because I felt sick to my stomach this whole season. So it's about time.
Yeah.
This season's like every single Wednesday, I turn into a crazy person.
I know, same. I feel like I'm, like, 16 years old.
I know. I'm just not, I'm, I'm really not ready for the next episode. Like, what's gonna happen? Also, Adam and Kaylee is like
Oh my
another
god, yeah,
weird
we didn't even talk
layer.
about that.
So weird. And
Ugh.
also Conrad's face when he found out, he was like, um, and he was about to say something, but Jeremiah stopped him because the whole
Mhm.
time, the only person who knew besides obviously Laurel and Susanna was Conrad, and then he told
Yep.
Belly. Um, which I thought was another like secret that he's had, which Laurel called out.
Mhm.
But he was about to go sassy Conrad on Adam's ass. Like, if Jeremiah didn't say
I
anything,
know.
he would have. Also, Adam has just been an extra dick this whole season. Like,
Yes,
the
truly.
whole last episode when he was like, gotta be the steak rare with the blue cheese. I was like, girl, shut up. No one likes you.
Yeah.
No one
Literally.
likes him. Like, he's so annoying. But then him and Jeremiah are always like in sync, which is weird because then he so obviously favors Conrad. Which
Mhm.
it's showed since the beginning, but there have been theories like it's because Conrad is who he wants to be and Jeremiah is a reminder of
Mm.
who he actually is. And I'm just like,
I can
damn.
see that. I can see that. I don't know how Conrad turned out the way he is with a dad like that.
Yeah, didn't he say something? Oh, it was actually in the book. I saw a video with audio from the book, and it was basically like he was realizing like in certain ways he was like his father. And then I think maybe he had some like come to God moment when he realized that he didn't want to become him. So he was like unlearning
Mm.
that. That was from the book. I only saw it from TikTok. Maybe it was an earlier book or something from the third book. I don't remember. But
Okay.
yeah, I thought that was interesting. Also, Conrad like confessing to
Mm.
them that he got fired. I was like, that was so hard for him to do. He's so eldest daughter coded.
I know he is. Okay, anything important that you wanted to cover from your notes before we wrap?
I think there's nothing else except that we're back to Conrad only having Taylor Swift songs, which I'm here for.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes. Definitely here for that. Okay, speaking of Taylor Swift, so now I made a note of a few Easter eggs that I either noticed or read about on Reddit.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Number one, so speaking of Taylor Swift,
Mhm.
the scene in I think it's episode 4 when she and Jeremiah are in the pool like making fun of how Conrad said that
Are
they are
ridiculous.
being ridiculous. Yeah. So someone pointed this out that it's an allusion to Gorgeous by Taylor Swift when she says you should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way you talk.
Oh.
So maybe that's a parallel.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but that's a maybe.
It could be.
The second one, is one that I noticed, which is that in her dorm, so when they show the flashback where she's watching Bye Bye Birdie with her mom, I was like, oh, I feel like I saw Bye Bye Birdie in another place. And I went back and you can actually see it on her dorm. I think it's her door. She has a Bye Bye Birdie poster there. So like she always keeps a reminder
Ooh.
of Bye Bye Birdie and ergo Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
wherever she is.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Um, there, oh, okay. The song When the Party's Over by Billie Eilish.
Mm-hmm.
So the I guess like male version of that played in this episode, but I think the Billy version played in an episode from season 1 or 2 when it was Belly's. It might have been after the I Thought You Knew scene,
Yeah, that's
actually.
true. I was thinking like, why
Yeah,
isn't the
I
male version? Didn't it play after the beach scene when she like calls her mom?
think so. Yeah.
I need to double check that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but
So
yeah, I, I've also thought about that during it.
another song callback. Yeah. Okay, and then this is one that I saw on Instagram from the creator Bookbee Danny. So you know that classic Summer I Turned Pretty poster from season 3 where it's like a remake of the Sabrina poster with Audrey Hepburn and
Mm-hmm.
she's being kissed by Jeremiah and her head is like tilted towards him, but then Conrad
And she's,
and she's like looking at the camera, Conrad's looking at her.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, this creator pointed out that the version that's up in Times Square right now is a different photo, and actually she is no longer pointing her chin at Jeremiah. She's like, it's pointed down now, and she is looking at Conrad. So in the original, she's looking forward and her chin's pointed at Jeremiah, but in the new one, her chin is down and she's looking at Conrad,
Yes.
and then Jeremiah's no longer kissing her, he's just, like, close to kissing her. So she's, like, slowly
Turning
transitioning.
towards. Ooh, wait, that's
Yes.
cool. That's a really good one. I didn't see the poster thing. I have to look up what the updated poster looks like.
Yeah, I'll send you that Instagram post.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one is, I didn't catch this, but I saw some articles about it. So, uh, in one of the episodes, they talk about, I think when she and Laurel are looking at old photos before Susanna's dedication, Laurel brings up how Conrad had convinced her that eating a lot of carrots would, like, do something good. I don't remember exactly what it was, but she was like, "Oh, remember when Conrad convinced you that eating a bunch of carrots, blah blah blah." Um, and in the wedding dream book that Taylor brings out to show Belly like what she had planned for her dream wedding, there's a carrot cake in that
Ooh,
thing.
is that?
And
Imagine
so,
that's her
yeah, it's
favorite
like she
cake.
always Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, I think that was also to show that like she
Hmm.
always had pictured, yeah, marrying Conrad.
And she makes it clear every episode. She says it. We're like, yeah, we know. So do it.
Yeah, we get it.
Wow. Yeah, the Bye Bye Birdie
Yeah.
scene was so sweet when she's singing in the mirror. And she's not singing to
That's
Conrad from
so
Bye Bye Birdie, she's
cute.
singing to her Conrad. Yeah, it was so cute. It's like, okay,
Little Belly's so cute.
she's so cute. And the one who's playing Conrad looks like him. Like the hair.
I know, I feel like both look like each other,
They
actually.
do. They
Yeah.
do. That was a cute scene with the glass unicorn too, where he was like, "Where were you?" But
Yeah.
yeah, I love all the flashbacks. I feel like it's like super sweet. It reminds me of like the first season too, like the nostalgia piece of it, where it was all
Mhm.
flashbacks to her growing up in the cousin's house.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we rate the season so far?
Yes.
What would you
I
give
forget my
this?
rating before. I think maybe I did like 8.5 last time. But I'll say right
Yeah.
now, I'm like, it's a 9.5 for me. I've like, especially the last few episodes, I'm like, I cannot wait for the next episode. They just need to release it now because it's been so
Yes.
good. The momentum has built every single one. And so now I'm like, let's have this wedding right now because I want to see what happens. What about you?
Yeah. I'm with you. I would give it a 9. I think for both entertainment value
Yes.
and for quality, I must say, 9 for entertainment just because I'm literally hooked. I told you this before we started recording, but yappers, for those of you who don't know, so I just got back from Italy, like I said, and I'm super jet lagged right now, and I was up at 2 a.m., and you best believe I watched this episode when I woke up at 2 a.m. in my bed on my phone. So that's how hooked I am. Um, and then for quality, I do think like it's really holding up. There are so many Easter eggs.
Hmm.
You can tell that she's put a lot of thought into how to set up the season. And yeah. Yeah, and the acting's gotten so good. Like I really, yeah, no complaints.
Same here. And if I get the result I want, then the score can go up. But if I don't, 0.
Okay, and now it's time for our final segment, which is Binge in Progress. Um, you can talk about any source of media, entertainment, whatever that you have
Hmm.
been consuming lately. So, Aliana, what have you been binging?
Besides Summer Turned Pretty, I've been watching Gossip Girl just because I've watched it so many times before and like I can have it in the background if I don't want to like pay attention too closely. So I've been watching it and we're in the middle right now of Blair and Serena at their Yale face off and I was just like,
Mm,
ooh, it was messy. And Isaac has seen me watching it. He's like, Blair's just such a bitch. I'm like, you don't understand. She's the best. It's early days, but also Serena sucks too. Like, don't worry, keep watching. And Isaac and I started watching. It's an old show, True Detective, I think, with Matthew
mhm.
McConaughey. So I just watched the first episode, but I think I'm gonna keep watching it because he really recommends it. So we'll see. But I'm looking for a
Nice.
new binge. Also, I saw the Oxford year, and I want to chat with you about that.
Oh my
I have to watch
God.
your episode
Yeah,
because
we
I
can
just
chat
watched
about
it.
it.
But I saw another like rom-com movie just came out that Madeline Klein is in. It's like The Map That Leads to You. Maybe you should add it to your
Oh, I
schedule.
saw that
I don't know if you
too.
watched it, but I
Yeah.
feel like that'll be like an easy binge because it's just a movie and it's Madeline Klein and KJ Apa, so two like really big actors from like the young adult TV series scene.
Ooh, okay, yeah, maybe we'll cover that. Nice.
What about you?
So, since I've been traveling, I haven't really been binging anything else, but on the plane ride back, my friend Sarah and I watched the full New Heights episode where Taylor announces the life of a showgirl.
Oh, I still haven't listened
And
to it.
it was good. It was good.
Really? Okay,
I
good.
must say I've like lost a tiny bit of my Swiftiness over the last year and a half because I think just Torture Poets Department was not my album. And like I have also been feeling a little conflicted about how she's like pushing other women off the charts, which
Yeah.
I won't get into that on this episode, but I think watching that episode of New Heights, seeing her and Travis interact, seeing her talk about her new album, I think just brought me back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really excited for this album. I think she really took the feedback she got from the Tortured Poets Department, and she has kind of addressed in that episode, she kind of addressed everything I hated about the album, which is that it just felt like a really long, unedited catharsis, but not really like a cohesive album for fans.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, my goal for Life of a Showgirl is to make a cohesive album, just like a bunch of earworms
Mm-hmm.
that are so like have really good storytelling. And she's brought back Max Martin,
Yes, which is huge.
who produced a lot of her songs. Yes, huge. A lot of her songs on Red, 1989, and Reputation. And I am so excited for Life of a Showgirl
Oh,
because
yeah.
I thought like I'm like so ready for her to come back to the not Jack Antonoff songs because
Yeah.
I think like, you know, they're great together, but like there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just so excited.
A nice change. No, I agree. I was excited when I saw that. Isn't Max Martin? He also has worked a lot with Ariana Grande on her music.
Yes, he actually did We Can't Be Friends.
Oh my god, we're not ready. But I'm excited. It's the same. It's funny because I have some friends that are big Swifties. They're like, I love TTPD. Like TTPD is my favorite album, or like top 3. And I didn't really resonate with it. There are songs that I like from it, but even like I wasn't like super attached to any song. But I
Yeah.
think this needed to happen.
Yeah.
This reminds me of like when I was in high school and I had my big breakup with my high school boyfriend, and my anthology project was all poetry about it. And I was like, I said explicitly like, this is all real. Like, this is exactly what she did. She was like, this was her
Yes.
processing the breakup, and she put it out into the world. And she probably, that's what she needed at the time. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the theme. I think it's like so fun.
Yes.
And yeah, it's the same. Like, I feel like our Swiftiness was at a peak because like Eras Tour, like all different mashups and stuff. But it's time for some new music. I'm excited just based off of like the titles of the songs and the Sabrina feature, which will be great. And Sabrina's new album comes out super soon. And I'm really excited for that too. It's like either this Friday or next Friday. Really soon.
Okay, cool. I'm super excited for that too.
But yes.
Yay! All right. Well, Aliana, thank you so much for covering The Summer I Turned Pretty. The fans love you. I'm so happy you're here and excited to chat about our last set of episodes, which will happen after episode 11 comes out.
Like as soon as it's out, I'll stay up. I'm like so ready and I don't know what's going to come next. I have a feeling, but if you know, you know, to the fans, the letter is going to come up soon and I'm not ready for it. So they were already setting that up from end of season 2. So
oh my God,
buckle your seats.
Okay, I don't know what that's about, but I'm ready.
You're ready.
Okay.
Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at Binge Yap Repeat.
Until next time, happy binging!